So there is a lot of fluff which is going around in the internet, specifically when it comes to the cold email world, and a lot of people are speaking a lot of different things, and there are a lot of tools coming up out there, and people are just confused. People have been overcomplicating stuff for no reason, specifically in the cold email space, and that's what has been misguiding people, and a lot of people has been going wrong when they try to approach their campaigns and when they try to start performing good cold email campaigns for themselves. In this video, I want to share about three fundamentals that you need to care about when you are trying to do cold outbound campaigns, and if you want to make sure that you find winning outreach campaigns for you, and if you want to make sure that cold email actually work for you. These are some of the results that we have generated for the clients that we are working with. Our average response rate is like 10.7%, 8.8%, 7.6%, and you can see all the opportunities that we are getting over here as well. So this is like just to show you that whatever I'm speaking over here exactly makes sense, and I'm just not making stuff over here. And this video will be very short because I just want to show you three fundamentals that only you need to take care of whenever you are approaching to create a new campaign for yourself and for your clients as well. These are the three fundamentals which using which I create my own strategy, and I look into all these things under these three parts as well. So this is the three main things that you need to care about when you are trying to approach to cold email. There is nothing else. You need to make sure that if these three things are running fine for you, and if you're doing right in these three things, you will be absolutely right. You will never go wrong with your cold emails. And even if one thing in this thing is going wrong, for sure your response rates will go drop and things will not work for you. And these three things are deliverability, targeting, and messaging. When I try to approach to cold emails, whenever we are working with our client, this is the way that we like divide our attention exactly about what we need to focus on and what we need to exactly work upon as well. The first thing that we always take care of is a solid deliverability infrastructure. That's the most important thing. You need to have like a solid deliverability, then only we can get forward to the next thing. Because if you have your deliverability gone wrong, everything will go bad for you. Nothing would work exactly for you. And there are a few steps that you can take forward to make sure that you have good deliverability. And I have mentioned these things in my previous videos as well. But the core things that you can do is that you can diversify your sending infrastructure. You can have different ESPs using which you can send your cold emails from. You can make sure that you are not sending a lot of volume from per inbox. That's another deliverability measure that you can take as well. But at the end of the day, what you need to make sure when it comes to deliverability, number one is have trusted provider for your inboxes, and at the same time make sure that your inboxes are diversified. You are not just reliant on one ESP, you have multiple ESPs to make sure that whatever you're sending, even if one goes down, other is working for you as well. But deliverability is basic. This, I think, is not something that you need to think a lot about. And I also think that people just overthink a lot when it comes to deliverability. You just need to make sure that you're following the basics, and whatever needs to be done, you're getting it done, and you're not wasting time fixing. Because a lot of people waste, like test 100 different inbox placement softwares and all those things, and just at the end of the day to find out that if it's working for you or not. So just make sure that you have like a solid infrastructure. If you want to know what can be like a good deliverability infrastructure which works in 2025, make sure that you watch my previous videos where I've spoken in detail. But this is the first thing that you need to take care about. The second thing that you need to be making sure about is your targeting. Now, targeting is a very broad term. Another way that we can put together about this section is list building, because I think that the first step that goes on once you have done your deliverability is your targeting and list building, because that's where you segment your market. I hope you do, because there's a lot of people who just scrape tons of leads from tools like Apollo and just blast emails. That's the worst thing that you could do today. You need to be granular. One thing for sure, when it comes to targeting, you need to be granular, and it's just not having a basic understanding of your ICP, but having a deep understanding of your ICP. As in what type of a job title these people have, but at the same time, what type of situation these people have at that given point as well. The best thing is to start with account level data, account level targeting. First, you target all the accounts in terms of the company accounts which are there in your total addressable market. Once you have a high level overview of the company level data, go into the person level data and segment it on the basis of different job titles as well. You need to have at least five different persona in terms of targeting. This is what we do at least. And once you have five different persona, on the basis of that, you create five different angles, which we would be coming as well. But targeting is one thing where you need to make sure that you are just not using, first level of data that you get from Apollo. Whatever you get from Apollo, you put forward it into play.com and then enrich it further as well. Targeting is something where you need to find out what is the exact people that you want to reach out to and what is the situation that these people are right now and why it is the right time for you to reach out to them. you know Leverage signals, leverage triggers, but make sure that your targeting is on point and in a way that you are very much segmented in terms of your market, and you know who you are exactly reaching out to as well. The third thing that fundamental that you need to focus upon when you are trying to run cold email campaign is a messaging. Now this is the thing where you can get as much creative as you want, because these are the things which are quite, I think, is a lot of times it's just following, like following, processes. But this is something where you can be creative as much as possible. When it comes to messaging, I always say that test as much value propositions and angles as possible. What by angles I mean, testing different problems, pain points, and things that your prospects are going through, and at the same time how your product and how your solution can help them solve that problem in different ways. At the end of the day, like if you are in a B2B environment, you can either help people make money, you can either help people save money, or you can either help people save time. So make sure that connect your messaging with either one of these three things, and create different angles on top of that. Sometimes you're creating an angle on saving time, and it is connected with X problem that these people are facing. Sometimes you are creating an angle on making more revenue or making more money, and you are connecting this to some other different problem or situation you're prospecting. But at the end of the day, outbound and messaging is nothing but testing different value proposition at scale and seeing what works for you. And I think that if you have done this part right, which is the first part, and if you have done the second part right, I think this gets easier. I think this gets way easier because sometimes even your list is your message. So if your targeting is on point, let's say you're leveraging some sort of a social signal, you are scraping engagement of your competitors post, then you don't need to come be super creative. You can straight up you have a relevant point over here to reach out to them, and you can straight up give up your value proposition as well. So be specific with your messaging. Make sure you are relevant, as in if you are reaching out to like a someone, you have a exact proper reason to reach out to someone, and at the same time talk about how your solution can be useful for them and why it's different than like what they are already doing. You need to give them a unique insight, because if you're giving them a unique insight, then only your messaging will stand out. But at the end of the day, if your deliverability is on point, if your targeting is on point, and if your messaging is on point, definitely it will work for you. My goal of this video is not to give you how deliverability works, what is the best way to do targeting, what is the best way to do messaging. I will create different videos on each single topic, but my video, like the purpose of this video, is just to show you how to approach cold emails, how to approach creating new campaigns, and how to think basically when you are trying to create new angles, and when you are trying to you know get outbound as part of your GTM, and what are the different things that you need to think about. Because if we like this makes it pretty simple, if we break it down into three things, then you can individually focus on every single thing, and then once you put together everything, things start working for you. So again, deliverability, targeting, and messaging are the only three fundamentals that you should even care about. And then once you have an understanding about these three things, you can go deep into every single thing. But that's about for the video. If you are a B2B company, and if you are looking to scale your GTM, and if you're looking for growth, and if you want to get in touch with more of your target customers, we can help you with that. We have already been helping so many people, and we've been getting phenomenal results. There's a first link in the description that you can click, and I will be happy to have a conversation. But thank you so much, and have a good day. Bye bye.